We've reached September here in the Major League Baseball season. Do we have any clear-cut winners for the World Series yet? Do we have 2 American League wildcard teams? Do we have MVPs yet? I'm Matt Kling alongside Alec Henden, and this is Coast to Coast Baseball, and we're going to answer those questions right after this. Alec, I'd have to say a lot of teams this season have been just dominating the league. You look at the Dodgers, they have 91 wins at this point. The Red Sox, 76-58. The Astros, 80-53. The Cleveland Indians, 77-56. The Washington Nationals, 81-52. And the Cubs have kind of pulled away in the NL Central with a 74-60 record. But you also have the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are at 76-58. They could lead a division right now, theoretically. They're leading the 1 NL wild card. The Rockies have been hot all year. You got some American League wild card teams in the mix too, but we'll start with this. Of the teams that have done well so far this year, do you have any locks for the World Series just yet?
Well, it's hard to have a lock in baseball. There's just so much that happens. A 162-game season comes down to 5-game series in the NLDS, so it's tough to say. But right now, if I were to give a pick, I would be hard to bet against Los Angeles Dodgers. They've just been so dominant all year. They're getting Kershaw back tonight. They're only letting him throw 75 pitches. It's going to be a short outing. Ease him back in. They have Darvish. Bellinger's just been a monster all season during his rookie year. And turning to the American League, it's been the Astros all season. But I'm thinking the Cleveland Indians are poised to repeat. They have been red hot this last month of August, even barring a lot of injuries. So I do think they're the team that's going to end up winning the American League, and I think we'll see a Dodgers-Indians World Series.
Well, I remember a couple of years ago, there was a Sports Illustrated cover that had predicted a Cubs-Astros 2017 World Series. And at this point in the season, I would like to think that that is going to be. I'm going to start with the Astros. Just last night, they acquired Justin Verlander to add to a pitching staff with Dallas Keuchel. You have 2 Cy Young Award winners on that staff, with potentially the American League MVP in Jose Altuve and a bunch of great guys. Correa, he'll be coming back soon. He's on a rehab assignment. Marwin Gonzalez and George Springer, that whole lineup. I think they can do it if they make it this year, if they make it as the American League West champions. And right now in the standings, they are up a lot. They're up 11.5 games on the Angels. In the National League, I think the Cubs are a postseason team. You see right now they're 4 games up on the Brewers in the division. The regular season, you can say, is kind of a fluke to them. They have battled some injuries. The pitching staff has not been that great. The bullpen has been dominant, though. Wade Davis, 27 saves in a row. He's doing the job for Joe Maddon's team. I can honestly see them repeating as champions at this point. And it is hard to repeat as champions in baseball. But speaking of standings, let's talk about the wild card standings. I mentioned before the Diamondbacks, they've been killing it this year. What has been the method to their madness so far?
It's all come down to starting pitching for the Diamondbacks. They've had one of the best rotations in baseball, second best DRA. It all starts with the ace, Zach Greinke. He leads the major leagues in wins this year after last year a very disappointing start to his huge contract. So it's all come down to pitching. Paul Goldschmidt's played great. Jake Lamb's emerged. It's just all come together for a team that many people picked last year, forgot about this year, and have snuck in to be one of the better teams in the National League.
Yeah, they're doing a great job this year. And also doing a good job this year out of that NL West, besides the Dodgers, who are the #1 seed in all of baseball virtually, the Colorado Rockies. Now, they have a slight edge right now on the wild card, the second wild card spot in the National League. Do you think they're going to secure it?
I do think they're going to secure it. This is just a little road bump for the Rockies. Their pitching has been pretty good. Kyle Freeland, a lefty, has got like 11 wins or something like that. They've played pretty well, but they've gotten surprises like Mark Reynolds, a guy. They signed Ian Desmond to play first base.
And Mark Reynolds has been playing first baseman, yeah.
Due to the injury to Desmond during spring training. So they've just gotten a lot of surprise stories, and I do think we'll see an NL West rematch for the National League wildcard game.
And then the winner of that would probably play the Dodgers in the division series.
Absolutely.
Play the winner of the Cubs and Nationals in the championship series. Let's go to the American League wild card. That picture, it's kind of jumbled up right now for the wild card. The Yankees have held the top spot for a while now. But the second spot, the Twins are holding it now. The Angels are in it. The Orioles are now all of a sudden in it. The Rays are in it. The Royals are in it. Texas Rangers are in it. A lot of teams are in it. Give me your two AL wildcard teams.
I do think the Yankees are going to end up holding the one spot and host the wild card game like they did 2 years ago. But I think the Twins, the Minnesota Twins, a team no one thought would be this good, is going to play them. And you know what the advantage the Twins will have? They're 36-28 on the road this season. They're not afraid to go play on the road. And I think that might help them. They'd probably start Irvin Santana, a veteran, on the mound. But other than Brian Dozier, Byron Buxton, I think, can become a household name soon. They're just a bunch of young players. They didn't make any splashy moves at the deadline. So I think they're going to do enough to win the second wild card this year. We'll see what they do in the postseason, but it is definitely a great story that they are competing at this point in the season.
And it's crazy to think that they were the worst team in baseball with over 100 losses in 2016. But I believe that the LA Angels will get that spot. I think Mike Trout, he's maybe having another MVP season, even though he missed some of it due to injury. And they have the veteran leadership. They've been there compared to some of the teams that really haven't. I mean, the Orioles have been there. They were there last year. They lost to Toronto in that wild card game. I think this is the bounce back story of baseball, and they just went out and acquired Justin Upton and Brandon Phillips to bolster that lineup, to get them to the wild card game and hopefully beat the Yankees with Judge, who was on a tear in the first half of the season and has gone down since. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about our MVP picks for 2017 so far. Matt Kling, Alec, Henden back with you here on Coast to Coast Sports Baseball Edition. In this 2017 season, we've reached September, and maybe we start seeing some clarity in the MVP race. In the National League, at this point, is it Giancarlo Stanton or nothing?
Oh, I go a different route. It has to be America's first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. This man is taking his team to the postseason. Giancarlo's doing an awesome job. 50 homers, it's incredible. It's very fun to watch, but his team isn't going to sniff the postseason. Not until Jeter gets full reins of the team. But Paul Goldschmidt, he's done a great job. 320 hitter, playing Gold Glove defense. He's going to steal 20 bases this year. How many first basemen, power hitting first basemen, can also steal bases, plays great defense, does everything for this team? He's everything for the Diamondbacks, and that's why he is the National League MVP.
I know you're a Diamondbacks fan, and you had to say that Goldschmidt would be the MVP.
I didn't have to say it. I got numbers, too.
I agree that Goldschmidt is a very well-rounded first baseman and is always is the guy that's always like second or third in MVP voting. I think Stan's going to win this year. I think 52 home runs is what is going to lead him to win that MVP. I think he'll get to 60. He is hitting the ball out of Marlins Park, and it's funny, his home run production went up after the All-Star break, after having a slumpful performance in the Home Run Derby in Marlins Park in July, which is crazy to think. In the American League, on the other hand, a lot of people in the first half would think Aaron Judge, who won that Home Run Derby and has fizzled out since the All-Star break, would have been the MVP if you talked to him in mid-July. Now, on the other hand, who do you think is going to win?
Well, we're talking about all the big guys. Right now, I'm going to talk about the 5'7" second baseman in Houston, Jose Altuve. He's hitting .350 this year. This is the best team in the American League right now, playing good defense, does everything. He's hitting for power, too. He had 20 home runs last year. This is a guy that's 5'7", 160. Just not who you'd think a power-hitting player would be, and he's done it all for this team. Just great hitter, shown great patience at the plate, combined with great defense, great lineup around him. Houston's poised to probably be the 1 or 2 seed in the American League playoffs this year, and it's hard to think that Jose Altuve has not been the main reason why.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this is the year Altuve's going to win it. Like you thought that Goldschmidt, this is the year he's going to win it. I think Altuve's going to win in the American League. And really, if you think about other people who could win the MVP, I mean, if Judge has a good September, maybe he can make the case to the voters to win it. Francisco Lindor, a name to watch. He's been on a pretty good roll with the Indians. Who knows? Mike Trout even could win back-to-back. He's such a good player. That'll do it for us here on this Coast to Coast Baseball Edition. For Alec Henden, I'm Matt Kling. Play ball.